Hello guys, welcome into another video. Today we are talking about this right here, the Overdrive event. This event for me well, let me say it like this. This event has left me scratching my head a little bit. And the way that it's been marketed to me just doesn't make any sense. Especially like you're getting the reward potentially, right, before doing the event. And I know that the real reward is the upgrade to the F7A Mark II variant, right? That is the real reward for doing this event. And while that's okay, I just don't like how this whole thing's been marketed. And it's really overshadowed the work that the devs have done to do this event, because I did test this in the PTU. I didn't get all the way through it. We didn't get to the big Xeno threat battle, but I did get through the first two stages of it. So we did the intel raid, and then we did the dogfighting stuff. And then after that, I didn't get any other missions after that. So, but I think in concept, this mission is great. But again, first of all, I don't know why we have to keep doing this for weeks, because it's not something that that you want to just grind over and over again, because it's going to give you a lot of credits. It's really not. It's not going to give you any meaningful credits. I've done it twice already. In the most recent time, we had more people because typically for this event, for the first level, you only really need like 3 people. 2 people to go on either level to look for codes, and then 1 person to run the terminals. So you really only need a group of 3. With that, the payout is, it's whatever. But when you have like 10 guys, you're getting like hundreds of credits for doing hours of work. And I know like at the end, there's probably going to be some big payout for the Xenothreat event. It's probably going to be hundreds of thousands of credits. But, if this is like an emergency, and Stanton needs us, because that's what they said, Stanton needs you, pay me, make this initial entry like worthwhile. I mean, potentially the credits are going to get wiped anyway, right? Once we go into 4.0, we're going to get wiped anyway. So why not just pay the players in game with in-game currency? The other thing that I don't like is they are alienating people that can't afford to buy an F7C Mark II. And you'll say, well, Marcus, what do you mean by that? What I mean is simply the people who only have 1 or 2 ships, or the people who buy all of their ships in game because they can't afford to buy ships outside of the game in the store. Their reward for completing this event is a 3-day rental of the ship, which to me is just completely asinine. And it's alienating the people that can't afford to pay, which to me is wrong. So what I think should happen is, and this is something they can change right now, just change the length of the rental, right? Give that rental to them at the very least, for the amount of time that they put into the missions. Like, this mission is going to run up until Invictus in May. Well, that's 6 weeks away, 7 weeks away. Give us the rental at least for that time frame. Or you make the rental longer. Be like, okay, you guys completed this mission. You get to rent the base, F7 C Mark II up until CitizenCon. But give them for 3 days. That's crazy. That's almost like taking a step backwards in everything that they've been saying that they're trying to do with the game. It's like we have this thing of CIG saying one thing and then doing another. It's like the marketing team is not talking to the rest of the company. It's like the marketing team is like it's its own company almost. That's what it feels like, because they don't do things that, in my opinion, are in alignment with the vision of the game. This event, the way that it's been marketed, is not going to create a living, breathing universe because, in my opinion, there is no consequence if we choose to not do the mission at scale, or if we choose to not do the mission, then they're just going to redo it until we do the mission, which to me doesn't make any sense. Like, I kind of want to see what happens if Xenothreat takes over. Can we follow that narrative a little bit? You know, I just think like a lot of times within their own events, there's biases for the good guys to always win, right? And I think that that's wrong. I think that there should be, you know, consequences for us taking action or taking no action. If we all go do this event and we beat Xenothreat, cool, awesome, great. But if we lose to Xenothreat, there should be recourse for that. There should be more Xenothreat raids. There should be, you know, that should change the political structure. I know a lot of this stuff, these concepts are in the game yet, but these are just fun ideas that they can potentially work with. And I would honestly like to see it to where we can choose to side with Xenothreat. It's almost like we're being forced to work for the CDF and there's no course for us to work for the other side. And this is my biggest thing about these dynamic events. It's like they're making you play the good guy side. And like, what if we don't want to play the good guy side? What if I want it to be on the side of Xenothreat? What if I wanted to steal F7s for Xenothreat to combat, you know, whatever they think about the aliens, right? Like, these things just don't exist. And these are the things that would truly make these events dynamic. But like Yogi said, this is a PvE game that allows for PvP. So when you don't design these missions around them being PvP oriented, you kind of get this stale and stagnant one-sided story. But if these events were designed around PvP from the onset, where players get a choice to work for Xenothreat and do all these other things, you know, it would create a more dynamic story in the game. And then it would literally be the players deciding which way the current narrative in the story is being run for however many months, right? And I think that would be much better than what we currently have right now. And also, you know, if we were going to do this whole Xenothreat thing, there needs to be more outlaw stations in Stanton. Only having one is not enough. Because if you have one, then everyone knows that if you die, you're going to spawn back at either, you know, if there's a coma, you're going to go to jail, or you're going to be a Grim Hex. And then it's going to be too easy for the good guys to know where the bad guys are, especially since, you know, Grim Hex doesn't have any defenses to protect the bad guys from the good guys. So there needs to be a deeper thought process behind whatever it is that they're currently doing in the game, from a narrative, from a perspective of the narrative alone, right? Allow us choice. I want to be the good guy. I want to be the bad guy. The second thing is don't alienate your player base who can't pay $160 for your shit. Like, don't do that. That's bad. That's very bad, CIG. You know, giving them a 3-day rental is crazy. I know, guys, I bought the ship. You guys saw it on the live stream, whatever. I'm a content creator, right? This is my job. This is what I do. So it's beneficial for me to buy these things. It's beneficial for me to do these things, right? But I'm not everybody else. I'm advocating for the people who can't, because I understand the people who can't. I understand people don't, not necessarily that they can't, but simply they just don't want to. Like they should have the ability to earn at least an upgrade to the base F7 by doing this event. And then if they want to, you know, get the F7 A Mark II, then they can pay to upgrade to that, you know. But just saying out the bat that you have to pay for the baseline ship is crazy. And I think that giving the F7 Mark II up front is not the way to go. It's not the way to do it. It should have been earned through completing the mission. You know, whether they added something like, hey, you know, there's this Idris that has, there's Idrises in these locations that have F7, so we need you to go board these Idrises, these NPC Idrises, and take these F7s off and deliver them to wherever, deliver them to Jericho or deliver them to wherever. Then, you know, now we have something going on, because now it's going to be on the people who want to play a Xeno threat to protect those F7s from the incoming players that want to take them for the Navy. That's a dynamic event. You know, that's how you make something dynamic, not what we're doing right now. Not like, oh, go to the store and pay for this F7. No, and even then, also, they have the mission ready ships right here, and they're selling you more ships. Like, look at this. Like, it's like, oh, look at this. Buy the Buccaneer. Get the Corsair. Get the Hornet. Buy a Gladius. Buy a Redeemer. Like, are we doing an event, or are you trying to sell more ships? Like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make sense. And it's not going to make sense to like 90% of the player base, because it's just like, WTF. Like, we see like the letter from the chairman, which is talking about all the things going to 1.0, and then like we get this. Then like you literally do this. Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely asinine. It's ass backwards, and I don't like it. Yes, guys, I bought the S7, right? But I've already explained why I did that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say about this anymore. And if they don't change what they're doing, I strongly believe that they have the opportunity to ruin the launch of not only just 1.0, but of Squadron 42. I strongly believe that they're going to be announcing Squadron 42's release date at CitizenCon this year. And I've already explained my reason why I think they're doing that. But if they do this and they let their marketing team take over, and there's some big ship sale for Squadron 42, I'm like, well, why? I thought the purpose of us playing Squadron 42 was to earn the F8. Right? But if we have to buy more things to earn in-game stuff, then like, what is the point of you selling this game? The success of this company heavily, in my opinion, heavily relies on the success of Squadron 42. Squadron 42 was not well received. Like, this is going to be GG's for this company. It will literally be the biggest flop of all time if Squadron 42 fails, if it's not well received. And what could literally ruin it is alienating people that can't pay to play. They're already going to be probably spending, I don't know, knowing CIG, this game, Squadron 42, I'm going to guess is going to be like $70. 70, 80, it's going to be AAA prices, right? And then on top of that, they're going to ask you to buy more other things for this game. To buy other things, buy more. And it's just like, well, wait, can I just earn it in game? Like, yeah, you can, but the way that we put things in games, like, we'll put a new ship out and then we'll wait 3 patch cycles before we actually put it into the game. So the people who pay have almost, I'm not going to say an advantage, but they have the opportunity to have a ship before everybody else because they are paying. But I think that as soon as they release a ship, it should automatically go into the ship store, whether someone's bought it already or not. I don't care. Like, you know, or at least like give the people an opportunity to earn it that same patch cycle. Because like the ships like the Corsair and the Scorpius took forever to get into the ship store. You know what I mean? So, you know, this whole thing for me is very messed up. It's ass backwards, and I don't like it. So I'm interested to hear from you guys about this situation. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about the situation. Tell me what you guys think about the Overdrive mission. And I'm interested to hear from you as always. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.